Okay, I clicked the button.
Okay.
Didn't shut down. That's a good sign.
My fingers are crossed.
And it looks like we're broadcasting. So,
Excellent. Thank you. Okay.
all
Well,
right, we are live. So,
okay. It is 1:59 on April 9th. We'll go ahead and get started with the Forestation Board meeting. And I guess we'll start with the March minutes. They look good. I've got two very minor corrections for you, Mandy. And one of them's very simple. It's the spelling of Jacqueline McGrail's name. And I can either read that off to you or email it to you.
Read it off to me, please.
Okay, Jacqueulyn. And then the last name is just MC capital GRAIL.
Thank you.
Then the other one was in the troubled trees, Bridgepoint and Outlook, it's Overlook.
Overlook.
Yep,
What did I write?
Outlook,
I have a feeling that was an autocorrect. Okay.
probably.
Perfect. I was like, what would I have written? Okay, thanks.
Yeah, sometimes the
You know,
computer thinks it's.
we were the architects for that, and I even overlooked it.
Oh, you didn't have to admit that.
Don't bump. Perfect. Thanks, guys.
Okay, well, very good job, and I think we can move to approve the minutes as corrected. Motion?
Yes.
Okay, second? Okay, Herb and Connie?
Second.
All in favor? We're
Aye.
good.
Aye.
Okay, we have to guess that the mayor's in Florida and may not be able to join us today, so I don't know if there's anything special other than the news that Alan Simon, who was very active with the city for some years, has passed, and that's too bad. So I guess we
I
can go
think he was
on.
the longest serving council person.
He was a council person for many years.
Well,
Yes.
I think he was the longest serving one.
Is that right? Okay.
That's what I recall.
Okay, you're probably right.
you may be right because he was on the board when I started and
Mhm.
on for quite a while afterwards. So,
Okay, then we'll go on to the arborist candidates. I can tell you, and we talked about this at the last meeting, that we had three potential candidates. I've had communication with all three, and I can tell you at this time, at least one of them probably is not an option. I had a very pleasant conversation with Robert Rollins, and while he was not opposed to pursuing it, he said he travels a lot right now and they have a home both in Maine and North Carolina. He said he'd probably be gone 12 weeks of the year. So that probably is not going to be a good fit for
fit.
our requirements. So I don't think we can give him any consideration. But the other two, we will have an executive session at the end of the meeting to discuss a little further. So hazardous trees, we've got some things going on there. And we know about the situation that needs review at the Outlook and Bridgepoint. We have a new one that came in today from a gentleman on Star Point Court in Hunting Creek who says there's a large dead ash tree at the edge of his property that he feels is hazardous. So I think we need to confirm that and see exactly where it's located, but the address is 8309 Star Point Court. Another observation now that all the trees are coming out, that as we're driving around our neighborhoods, there are definitely two dead trees on Hunting Creek Drive that are part of the Hunting Green project. So that needs to go on the list. We have it's not a hazardous tree, but it's a hazardous situation for trees. We had an email from Jacqueline McGrail, who's, as we know, very knowledgeable. Hey, we have some other folks joining us. And that is the mulch around some of these trees is kind of getting some volcano treatment. And so we Doug contacted Greenscapes about the situation, and they had a discussion, and I've called Corey and he's not had a chance to get back to me, but I think it's a combination of things that in some cases, they did put too much on. And I would say to all of us to kind of cruise our neighborhoods and look at some of the examples, because I know I saw some things just on Hunting Creek Drive that were not done quite the way they needed to be done. And one of the pieces of information he shared with Doug, this is Corey, that perhaps some of the newer trees weren't planted as deeply as they should have been. And so therefore they were kind of making up for it with mulch. So we kind of have two things going on, because I know the trees that I observed were not some of the new trees. So we're going to kind of continue to pursue that and hopefully get some documentation if we can look around our neighborhoods and maybe take some pictures and document any mulch issues to be addressed, because I think in general Greenscapes does do a very nice job for us. So that's the end of hazardous trees, and I see we have a guest. Would you like to tell us what you're up to? And you need to unmute. We can't hear you.
There we go. I'm Rob Houchins. I am running for Judge Executive in Oldham County. I saw this meeting and I frankly thought it was something that I have never seen done anywhere else in the county. So I'm here just learning. I do not have any agenda other than if you've got something going on that you're setting the standard for, I was wanting to learn more about it.
Well, I know, we are actively involved, as are a number of communities, and I don't know if LaGrange, I don't think LaGrange is a tree city, but it may be. I know they have an active master gardener program, and that we kind of keep an eye on the different communities, and particularly the public spaces, as well as street trees that are covered by ordinance that need to be maintained or addressed when there's a risk issue.
Mhm.
So. And then we plant trees whenever we can. We have a couple of events for the community that would be, we have like a 50 tree giveaway in October that people can come if they're residents and get a tree. Or we have a larger program that's for bigger trees. We call the canopy program to invest in larger trees. And that's a shared expense between the city of Prospect and the potential owner. And I know there's some other communities in Jefferson County that do that as well. And it's been well received. And I know one of our board members, that's kind of how we got her on board, was Mandy's been a great participant.
Gotcha.
Well,
All right.
part of the city of Prospect is actually in Oldham County.
Right.
That's right.
Mhm.
So
And I'd add, you probably could get a copy of our ordinance by requesting one from Prospect City Hall.
Yep.
or
Or
you can
sensitive.
look at the Prospect website and download one, or I've got copies I could email to you. I've got it downloaded.
Or Rob, you can just stop at my desk on your way out. He's in the council room, y'all.
Right.
Even
I'd be
easier.
happy to print one out
He's
for you.
got you covered.
There you
Okay.
go. Thank you.
Okay. And when you get it, if you've got any questions, or if you've got a group that's trying to put together something, that might help guide them to, what you need to do in your area.
Sounds great.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay. Moving on from the hazardous trees, it's that time of year, and probably should have brought it up at the last meeting, is we do a tree plan on an annual basis. It's one of our obligations as part of the forestry board, and it's due the end of April. And I don't know if you all still have copies of the current program, but what I will do is I will review the current one, make any suggestions that I think would be appropriate, and then send it out to all of you for further review. So,
Sounds good.
and then,
Good.
because it is due by the end of the month. So we don't want to forget about that. And otherwise, I really don't have a whole lot of other topics to get into right now, other than we're
Well,
probably,
back to the tree plant. Am I correct? If my memory serves, each of us have to sign that?
yes.
Okay, so I didn't know if Mandy knew that. Okay.
And
Well,
how do we
what
get
How do we get it back to you?
Thanks, Herb.
You can you can scan it and email it to me, or it can go to the city in other ways. I mean, you can add an electronic signature and scan it. I think we had some trouble with getting Sylvia's copy on the ethics form because she was traveling at the time, but she was able to do it electronically and take care of that detail.
And Connie, you can probably get permission to leave the flatlands of Prospect and come up the hill to your home
We,
and drop it off.
we can negotiate that, I'm sure. So I think at this point, we'd like to go into, for the board, into executive session to discuss the two candidates for the arborist situation. So,
I will leave.
okay, that sounds good. And I will, we'll have the conversation, and I don't think it will take long, but there are some things we'd like to pursue.
Okay, just to clarify, you all will not be making any decisions because this will end the broadcast for the public. So,
That is correct. We will not
Right.
make a decision until maybe as early as next week, but it will not be part of the closed session.
all right, for all of our viewers at home, we will see you later.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Give me just a second, let it clear.
Linda, does
And
this need to be a part of the minutes?